This week, I came back from the Chernobyl exclusion zone in Ukraine. It has been 33 years since 1986, April the 26th, 1:23 a.m., when the world faced its largest man-made nuclear disaster. A planned test to shut down one of the turbines in Chernobyl reactor number 4 had failed, and a nuclear chain reaction had ignited the reactor. Large amounts of deadly radioactive dust contaminated areas of Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia, but wind spread this radiation all the way to France, Britain, and Scandinavia. 33 years later, the reactor sits the center of a 30-kilometer exclusion zone. It and the nearby city of Pripyat are still too radioactive to be habitable. Now, I had this chance to go and visit the exclusion zone and be able to see with my own eyes how it looks when humans leave and 33 years later, nature starts to reclaim a settlement. When I was doing my research to visit the Chernobyl zone, here are 10 things I wish I knew before going. The first question always is, why would you want to visit the Chernobyl exclusion zone? I mean, it's a radioactive place. What is there to see? Well, Chernobyl is like a time capsule. It's stuck in 1986. The architecture, the remaining vehicles, the stuff that is within the apartments, the symbols and memorabilia all remain from that Soviet era in 1986. And it is literally like teleporting back in time to be able to see all of this. Plus, you're able to see what happens when humans leave and nature starts reclaiming territory. The amount of green, lush trees, bushes, and animals is just staggering to see how it all eats through the concrete and reclaims back its territory. The second question always is it safe to visit the zone? And the answer is yes. You go there not alone. You go there on a tour group. This shirt is one of the tour groups that, by the way, are not paying me to make this video, but I just love this shirt. You go there with a tour group, and you don't go there alone. You're not, first of all, even allowed to go there alone, because this tour group is the one that will get you your permission to go into the zone. You have to provide them with all your documents, which they then send off to the government and get permission to bring you inside the zone. You follow them, and if you do exactly as they say, you will be perfectly safe throughout the zone. Of course, one of the regular follow-up questions to that is, how will I know how much radiation I've accumulated in my body while visiting the zone? And the answer can be gotten in two ways. First of all, what you could do is you could rent or buy one of these dosimeters when you go to the zone. Either bring your own equipment or buy it there at the border of the zone. And these things will measure the gamma radiation that is around you and will tell you at all times how much radiation you're being exposed to. As you can see right now, here it's about 0.13 microsieverts per hour, which is under the 0.30 microsieverts per hour limit, which is considered safe. So if you carry this with you at all times, you're able to know how much radiation you have accumulated. After that, what you're also able to do is when you leave the zone, you get scanned. So this is mandatory. There's no way of escaping it. You get scanned at 3 different points throughout the zone. And at all of these 3 different points throughout the zone, the scanners will tell you if you're clean or any part of your body has been contaminated. And because, of course, you're wearing clothes and shoes and long sleeve clothes in the zone, it's not that your body gets contaminated, but your clothes. So all you have to do is wash them off or scrub the soles of your shoes and then go through the machine again. It pinpoints exactly where this radiation is coming from, so that's very useful to know what you need to clean. How can you book a trip to the zone? So like I said, there are tour operators. Chernobyl Tour is one of the operators. There's a bunch of other ones offering different types of tours. And it's very important to choose the operator that you like. So you can read reviews online. You can figure out which one's the best for you. Some of the bigger ones like Chernobyl Tour, they go with big buses. You can also find smaller ones which will take you on these private tours with vans. So it really depends on the type of tour that you would like to receive in the zone. But you can definitely, of course, not go alone. So it's very a good idea to pre-book your trip online. Now, how long is the trip in the zone? So you can have either a one-day trip, which I took, or you can have a multi-day trip up to 7 days. So with each day, you get to explore more and more of the zone. With the one-day trip, you get to see the important things throughout the zone, while with multi-day trips, you get to go more deep and understand the zone even better. If you're a photographer, filmmaker, game maker, or whatever, they can even arrange for you special tours where they'll take you on a private tour through the zone so you can get all the shots and information that you need. What is visited inside the zone? What will you actually get to see? Well, it really depends on the tour operator's idea of what they want to show you through either the one-day or the multi-day tours. But the one that I took, which was Chernobyl tour, what we got to see was, of course, the reactor. So you get to stand in front of the reactor, like 300 meters in front of the new safe confinement of the reactor. We got to see the city of Pripyat. We got to see the city of Chernobyl, which is actually a city within the zone, contrary to popular belief. We got to see the buried village of Kopachi, where they would bury buildings underneath the ground because they were too radioactive. And we also got to see the Duga 1 antenna complex system, which was used in place of satellites for detecting early missile launches. This thing, by the way, is huge. It is just very hard to explain how big this structure is, so you just need to see it for yourself. One of the questions that I really had a hard time finding is, how do I dress for the zone? Now, the rules state that you must wear long sleeves at all times. So long sleeves on your hands, long sleeves on your feet. It is a good idea to do this because this way you are protected. The majority of your body is protected, A, from particles that are in the air. There's not so many, but during the summer there is. And especially during the summer period, mosquitoes. So you don't want to get mosquito bites from a radioactive area. It's just not a good idea. So cover your body with fabric which is breathable. This is one of the mistakes that I made. I took a jacket which wasn't breathable, and the moment sun hits you, especially during these warm periods, you will sweat so much underneath. So make sure to take something that is breathable yet still protects you from dust and, of course, insects. What I also did is on my feet, I got these one-time use rubber boots, which I bought online, and then I just threw them away. I threw all my clothes away and I threw the bag away. So I went there with old clothes, knowing that I will throw these things away. You don't have to, and at the end you do get checked for radiation, so you will know if you have a part of your clothes contaminated or not. In general, it doesn't happen. But for my own peace of mind, I just threw these things away, and then it's just a thing just to keep me calm. What do you bring with you inside the zone? Well, one of the best things to bring with you is a dosimeter. So if you have an ability to either buy one or rent one, I highly suggest you do it because you're able to track the radiation as it spikes and goes down. So it is a very, very interesting tool to have with you. Of course, have your camera or your phone with you because the pictures are just amazing to take of that place. Apart from that, water is something that you will need. You cannot get water within the zone, so make sure that you bring a big bottle of water with you. Maybe bring an extra pair of socks if it starts to rain, and of course have a poncho to wear on you if it does start to rain. When we were there, it did, and this poncho, of course, really helps to go a long way to keep you dry. Get some snacks. Some of these tours do offer lunch. You can eat at the cafeteria of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant itself, where the workers still eat to this day. And that was a very interesting experience as well. The radiation there is very under normal limits, so it is quite fine to eat there. But also bring some snacks because there's, of course, no store or supermarket within the zone. Can you take pictures and videos of the zone? Yes, of course. That is one of the best things you can do in the zone. Listen to the guides, hear the stories, and then take as many pictures as you can to further tell the story to people that you know or online. It is breathtaking to take a lot of photos and videos and do as much as you can, but with one strict rule in mind. You are not allowed to take photos or videos of police checkpoints and of soldiers or police themselves. This will get you in a lot of trouble, so just keep your camera down when you get to these checkpoints. There's nothing very interesting to take pictures of there anyway, so just respect the privacy of the officers and government officials working there. And the last question is, can I take anything from the zone? Now, I don't really think I have to explain how stupid that would be, but please don't take anything from the zone. These things are radioactive, can be bad for your health, and can be bad for anyone else who comes into contact with this. They do scan you. They scan your bus or your transport vehicle as well as you leave the zone through these big gamma meters. And then, of course, they come with a physical dosimeter inside to scan. So even if you do, they will find this. But please don't, because first of all, respect the zone, respect the memories of people that have left there and have been affected by this accident. And second of all, don't be stupid. Your health matters. So keep yourself safe. And the last bonus question is, how much radiation do you actually receive while visiting the zone? So it really depends on how long your trip is and what areas you go into. But usually people receive 0.002 or 3 millisieverts per hour dose for these for the amount of time in one day that they're there. This is what happened to my group and to myself as well, because I had this dosimeter with me to be able to track this myself. To give you a comparison, the flight that I took to get to Kiev from where I took the tour bus, it's a 3-hour flight, and that gave me a double dose of radiation. Then I got in the zone itself for 12 hours. So if you're smart and you listen to what your guide has to say, you will be very safe in the zone, and the amount of radiation that you get is very minimal, and you probably get a lot more of it every time you fly than just visiting the Chernobyl zone. Well, those are the 10 and one bonus question, things that I really wanted to know before I visited the Chernobyl zone. If you want to go, I highly suggest you do, and maybe quicker because of the HBO series Chernobyl that just came out. This is going to become a popular topic. So go there, visit it, find a good tour guide, and just enjoy the zone and take the memories with you. Of course, don't take anything physical, but just the memories. And please, please respect the zone. Respect all the people who gave their lives and their health of making sure that a second explosion does not happen. It is a dark tourism area, so you go in there with respect towards the zone and towards everyone who was affected by it. If you enjoyed Chernobyl, please do reach out and tell me what you've seen.